Very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to study Civics, Chapter 1 Introduction to our Constitution. Now, let us take the introduction of this lesson. After independence, India had seen 15 prime ministers, 13 presidents, and numerous ministers of various departments. In a democratic system of government, any Indian citizen can become a prime minister, chief minister, minister of any state. As a citizen of India, even you could rule the country in future. Suppose if you were the prime minister of India in future, you have many questions in your mind. Some of these questions might be: what I am what am I supposed to do as a Prime Minister of India? What am I not supposed to do? What are my powers and responsibilities? What are my duties? So many like these questions may come in your mind. You will find answers to all these questions in a book known as the Constitution. What is a Constitution? The book in which all the provisions regarding administration of a country are mentioned together in a systematic way is called a Constitution. Most of the countries in the world today are governed according to the Constitution. The Constitution of every country is unique and different. Why are differences among the constitution of various countries? That is because every country is influenced by the factors such as social structure, tradition, historical background, and geographical setup. These factors vary from country to country. For example, some structures, traditions, historical background, geographical setup in USA are different from India. The problems they face are very different from our country. As a result, the needs and objectives of every country are also diverse. Every country attempts to develop a constitution to fulfill its needs, objectives, and aspirations. That is why the constitutions are different in different countries. India also ruled according to a constitution. In this chapter, we shall study how a constitution was prepared. Now children, let us begin with our first lesson, that is Introduction to our Constitution. In 6th standard, we all studied about the reasons why rules are necessary in our daily lives. We follow norms and rules in order that the activities in the family, our school, our village, our city are carried out smoothly. There are no rules in a family. However, there are norms about the behavior of members in a family. There are rules in a school regarding admission, uniform, and studies. Different competitions also have their own rules. The administration of our village or city is also carried out in accordance with rules. Similarly, the administration of our country is carried out through a system of rules. The rules regarding family, school, village, or city are limited in nature, but rules or provisions about the administration of a country are much wider in scope. It shows that wherever we go, even in school, even in family, village, city, everywhere we have to certain type of rules. But in administration, there is wider scope of these rules that we are going to study in this lesson. Now here you see the meaning of constitution. The book in which all the provisions regarding administration of the country are mentioned together in a systematic way is called a constitution. This makes the constitution a written document of the provision related to the administration of the country. In constitution, all provisions are in a written way. Government is established by the representatives elected by the people, and it is bound to carry out the administration of the country as per the provision of the constitution. The rules and provisions in the constitution are the basic or fundamental law of the land. While making laws, the government is bound to follow constitution. For making law, government have to follow these rules written in the constitution. If it does not do so, then the judiciary can declare those laws null and void or unconstitutional. If it is not done, if the laws are not made by the constitution, then those laws can be cancelled or declared as an ineffective law. The provision of the constitution about different things, example, citizenship, the rights of the citizens, the relationship between citizens and the state, subjects of the law to be made by the government, elections, restrictions on government jurisdiction of the state, etc. Here, jurisdiction means official power to make legal decisions and judgment. Almost all countries have accepted the principle of governance according to a constitution. Yet, the nature of constitution of different country is different. There are differences of history, social structure, culture, tradition, etc. between the countries. Similarly, their needs and objectives also might be different. It means the nature of the constitution is different in different countries. Suppose whatever problems India is facing, it doesn't mean that US is also facing the same problems. It may differ from country to country. Each country tries to create a constitution that is not only suited to its needs and objectives but also is in tune with its distinct nature. So now see next one, children. Next topic is necessity of a constitution. There are several advantages of governing a country with the help of rules or provisions included in a constitution. Government has to function within a set of rules, and this reduces the possibility of the misuse of the power and authority they have been given. Constitution also include right and freedom of the citizen. Government cannot take away these rights. Therefore, people's rights and freedoms are safeguarded. Running a country as per the provision of the constitution is the same as establishing the rule of law. Then there is no scope for the misuse of power or high-handed administration. If a country is run as per the constitution, the faith that the common people have in the government increases. They then become keen on participating in the activities of the government. Democracy is strengthened due to increased participation of the people, and because of this democracy is getting strength. Constitution does not represent some political ideals before the country. The nation is also bound to act in that direction, and it creates an atmosphere conducive to attain world peace and security and preservation of human rights. Since the Constitution also includes the list of citizens' duties, it fixes the responsibility of the citizens as well. In our Constitution, the rules are also included, and also there is a list of citizens' duties. So, it shows the responsibility of the citizens also. Government has to make laws relating to several subjects such as the boundaries, protecting the people from external aggression, eradication of poverty, creating employment, education and health services, encouragement to commerce and industries, protection of the weaker sections, making policies of the progress of women, children, and tribal people, etc. It shows the government has to make laws relating to many subjects. It shows it is related to boundaries, protecting the people from the aggression. Aggression means anger, and eradication means complete destruction of something, means poverty, and create employment, education, health service, encouragement to commerce, industries, protection of the weaker section like tribal people, women, children. And government has to bring about desirable changes in the society by implementing laws. In short, government in modern time have to take decisions related to different issues, right from space research to public cleanliness. This is governance or administration. Having understood the meaning of constitution and governance, we shall now see how the Indian constitution was made. Background to the making of the constitution. The process of the making of Indian constitution started in 1946. The leaders of the freedom movement insisted that independent India will be governed not by the laws made by the British but by laws made by Indians themselves. After getting independence, the leaders of India, they insisted that India should be governed by the laws made by the Indians only. So a committee was established to prepare the constitution of independent India. It came to be known as the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly India became independent on 15th August 1947, but that the British rule over India, they had divided India into provinces like Bombay, Bengal, and Madras for the convenience of administration. The administration in these provisions was carried out by people's representatives. Similarly, the local princes were carrying out the administration in some areas. Such areas were known as princely states and their chiefs were known as the princes. After getting independence also, some areas were administrated by the princes. It means they were known as the princely states. The representatives of the provinces and the princely states were included in the Constituent Assembly. There were total of 299 members in the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee and he had studied the depth of constitution of different countries of the world. He studied and contemplated day and night to draft the constitution. He studied day and night. He worked very hard for drafting the Indian constitution. The draft constitution prepared by him was presented to the Constituent Assembly. It was discussed article by article and many amendments were suggested by different members. It was discussed by article and many changes were suggested by the different members of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar handled the task of presenting the draft, answering the various questions raised on it, making changes in the draft as per the suggestions of the Constituent Assembly and making every provision of the Constitution flawless. Due to his contribution towards the making of Constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is called the architect of the Indian Constitution because for drafting this Constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he played a very important role. So because of that, he is called as the architect of the Indian Constitution. For making of this constitution, some of the well-known members of the Constituent Assembly were Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Sarojini Naidu, J.B. Kriplani, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Durgabai Deshmukh, Hansaben Mehta, and others. The noted legal expert B.N. Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor on legal matters. The Constituent Assembly enacted the Constitution and adopted it on 26 November 1949. Therefore, 26 November is observed as Constitution Day. The country began to be governed according to the provision of the Constitution from 26 January 1950. The Indian Republic came into existence from this day, and therefore 26 January is celebrated as Republic Day. Now children, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he played a very important role in making this constitution. His contribution was in a wide range of fields like water conservation, foreign policies, national security, journalism, economics, social justice, etc. So here this lesson is over, and I hope you all understood the lesson. Today's lesson we studied about the introduction. It was the introduction to our constitution, who all were there for making this constitution, and it shows that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar played a very important role in making Indian constitution. So because of that, he was known as the architect of the Indian constitution. And there were total 299 members in Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. So I hope you all understood the lesson. Thank you.